Salute.
Oh. Thank you.
Wow, 4?
Yeah, it's crazy out here. I think I'm also allergic to cats.
My
but
bad.
I do love them. I do love them the most. So.
I woke up today wheezing and hacking. I had to pop the Claritin and the Flonase because I knew we were recording a podcast.
Do you have a Claritin?
Yeah, you need a Claritin?
Yes, please. Yeah. Yes, please, bro. S'il vous plaît.
A little something for our listeners.
A little ASMR.
The Claritin approaches.
Excuse me.
The last week she been sleeping like on top of my legs in bed. Mad cute.
That's adorable.
First time. I think it's because Etienne's out of town. So
does she like him the most?
Probably.
Yeah.
But it's because he works from home like most days of the week. So like he's usually just around the whole day. And then I get home from like, a 14-hour day on set.
The fucking absent father.
I'm like, hey, just remember who pays for your fucking tuna and gravy.
Damn, you sound like a dad that's gonna fuck. Don't say that shit to them. Don't say that shit to your kids. Gone all day. I pay for this shit.
So pet ownership is off to a great start.
Welcome to the Morning Bleezy.
Nice.
We are your hosts, Nia.
And Jake.
And you're listening to this on your way to your whack-ass job that you do have to go to because you do got to afford the runs. But we're going to make it a little bit better. So let's start out talking about the weather.
That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed that.
I still like the bleed though. All right. So this week's weather, happy spring to one and all. That means the sun is not going down at fucking 2 p.m. So make sure that you go out there, get on your coochie shorts and your high heels and make it to Peaches or wherever it is in Chinatown that the girls is going. Home sweet home. I know that's one of the things that y'all do. I wouldn't know. I don't leave my house, but enjoy it. Plant some flowers.
I've been told spring is lovely.
I've been told that the flowers bloom and there's bees and pollen and it's beautiful, but I live in my basement. So, get out there, start planting your plants. The last frost has passed. Get your ass outside and touch grass. Sit in a park, climb a rock, climb a tree if you can, pet an animal. Happy spring. It's the beginning. Ostara, if you will. And that's been the weather.
You ever climb a tree so high that it starts swaying?
No.
Bring that back.
I've not done that. You be climbing trees like that? Damn.
Like, back in the day, we had these like big ass trees in our backyard and they were like taller than the house, and I would climb to above the house level and the shit would like swing back and forth.
Is this in the South?
Yeah.
Damn. That's crazy. I don't experience
in Virginia.
In Virginia, yeah.
Where you worked a Twitch gig. Mm-hmm. So you know about Virginia.
Yeah, it was very
You saw
woodsy.
the whole state.
Yeah. I saw that whole thing. No, that shit that was beautiful. Great nature. If you're in Virginia, take advantage of spring.
All I got to say is I did climb a tree in Central Park like back in the fall, and I stopped at like a regular height. I was like, this is enough.
This is enough. And that's growing up. That's adult.
Well, you're probably right, but I'm here to say why. Why can't I keep climbing?
Because your body is telling you, it's like, now.
Until
now, hold on.
The whole
shit
tree is called into question, and I'm like a cat, and I'm stuck, and I'm scared, and I don't want to get down, and they have to call the fire department. They're like, this man.
Let's call your instincts, Jake.
He flew too close to the sun.
The New York Icarus, for real.
Yo.
Now to you with sports. Yup, it's that za.
Sports this week is, fuck it, go climb a tree.
Yeah.
Do a little something where, like, you know, even if it's not for real, but, like, you know, your life kind of hangs in the balance. Like, go hiking on the side of a cliff or something where you're like, you look over and you're like, damn, that would fuck me up. But then you don't jump or you don't slip. You just keep going and you get some good pictures if you're about it, or keep them to yourself. Go to the concert and take no pictures and just tell people you were there.
Yes.
Very vintage.
Yes. That's good advice right there. Genuinely. A lot of the times I feel like y'all not taking in the real, like, pleasures of the city that you live in. And really just getting in that air and just running and jogging. I'm telling you, once again, Central Park has some great rocks for climbing. 110th Street.
That was sports. Traffic, Nia. Let's go with traffic.
For traffic, you know, train traffic. It takes approximately an hour and 35 minutes to get from, like, the tip of Yonkers to where? Bushwick? Bed-Stuy. It's an awful commute. The G train is whack. It's almost always late. So if you are anticipating, like, if you have to take the G today, give yourself ample time. 10 minutes at least. You should be waiting for that shit for real, for real. Not only did it tell me that it was coming in 3 minutes, after it hit 1 minute, it went back up to 6. And so, you know...
That's not how time works.
It's not how time works. I wonder why it went from 3 to 1 to 6. It doesn't make any sense. But you know what?
The G train was doing cartwheels.
It was doing cartwheels. I'm gonna do a circle right quick before I, like, come scoop this bitch up for, like, to do some podcast shit. If you're getting paid above, like, $25, then maybe you can, like, you know, you can come in on time. But if they not paying you that, then, like, fuck it. Get on the train 20 minutes after you're supposed to be there. When they respect you, you could respect them. When
your whole office knows that you're a train commuter, it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can make any fucking shit up. Mm-hmm. And it flies as long as no one else in the office takes the same line. You got to watch out for that. But if you suss out, you're like, yo, I'm the only one who rides the G here. Be like, yo, there was a
guy. I saw this dude. He had a seizure this one time. And that's actually a true story. Saw a man have a seizure. They had to stop the whole train. It was crazy. But, you know, that also happens on Wednesdays because I oversleep. So,
on Wednesdays, we oversleep. Train traffic is important.
Train traffic is extremely important. Y'all don't got cars. You can't afford no damn car.
Why don't they actually do train traffic on the radio? I guess no one.
They say train traffic. We're experiencing train traffic. And so, yeah, they'll be like, oh, yeah. Because you'll stop in the middle of some dark-ass tunnel, and they'll be like, sorry, there's a 2 trains ahead of us experiencing train traffic. My fault.
No, I know that, but, like, why? Like, when you are on the listening to, like, a radio show, like the shit that we are pretending to be, like, why aren't they?
That's exactly what we are.
Yeah, but, like, they talk about, like, oh, like, you're going over the GW this morning, eastbound, you know, use the upper level because the lower, like, blah, blah, blah. But why are they like, if you're taking the A, just don't today.
Because now's the only real time that you could start listening to the radio, like, on your phone. Like, we just started being able to do that, like, a couple years ago, like, for real. So I guess you're usually listening in your car. However, we also live in a society where they don't want you to take transportation. They want you to get a car. They want to charge you for parking. They want to charge you for gas. They want to charge you to fucking move around in the city that you live in. So take your public transportation and jump it. Skip it. Open the door for multiple people. Pass it forward. Be like, oh no, I have a bike. And be like, hey, can you open the door? And they'll open the door for you. You actually have to have a bike. Just fucking be like, hey, open the door. Don't get a car.
The MTA operates at a loss annually. Like, they're not covering like their operations on fares alone. Like, it's not like if everybody actually paid, we could run this shit. No, like, you're taking government money every year to keep the shit running. So why don't you just commit to it,
bro?
And make that shit free.
Bro, why? Because I remember when a ride was $250 and now it's $275. $275, they're just waiting to say $325. They are waiting so silently. And I'm just like, I can't with y'all. So, you know, take the train and the bus and stuff like that, but also fuck them. And that's traffic for me.
That was a good traffic.
Thank you.
We learned a lot about... Let me see the bleed, Nia. I need to. This is your check-in reminder for your commute. Light up again.
Yeah, light up again, because that certainly got you fired up. You got to calm down before you walk in there. Imagine you walk into work and that angry about the MTA. Yeah, fuck them.
Well,
what's up with you?
This leads us right into stocks because we're pro public transportation.
Oh, hell yeah.
And you want to know who has like just completely stalled any advancement of public transportation in America?
Say it.
It's that boy Elon Musk.
The Muskrat.
This is a pro public transit podcast. This is a fuck Elon Musk podcast.
This is anti Elon Musk. Like, it's just his face and like a big X through it. It's fucked up, but it's actually not.
Elon, if you out there trying to listen, that'll be $8 a month.
We charge him specifically.
Shut up your ass.
We gotta invoice him. Figure out how to get that.
So we talking stocks. Twitter down 22 billion apparently.
Oh, shit.
Couldn't be me, but he bought that shit for like 44 big ones, 44 Bs, and
$4 billion. That's bigger than Succession numbers. That's crazy.
Yeah. The purchase of Twitter made him not the richest man in the world anymore. Hilarious. He bought a website.
Bought a hellscape.
Where it's everybody's thoughts, and he wanted to be in charge of that, but turns out everybody thinks he's a loser. Everybody hates him, and it's driving him insane.
I genuinely hope that it is, because I don't feel like...
Did you see when Chappelle brought him out and people booed him?
No!
Yeah.
Wait, that actually happened? When did that happen?
Like, right after he bought Twitter.
Chappelle was like, Elon Musk! And niggas was like, boo! Are you being for... That's crazy.
And then Elon started tweeting. He was like, it was like 90% cheers and 10% boos.
Just lying? Damn, imagine getting up on...
Because that shit hurt him at his core.
He purchased that.
Good.
He purchased that shit. And just went on there and lied. And that's the perfect use of Twitter.
Now, stocks, we have some good repercussions of his tomfoolery, because he was this is the free speech social network now. This is anybody has a platform. Well, it turns out Twitter, had been around for 15 years and had worked out a pretty good way to figure out who should have a platform and maybe who lost their privileges for one reason or another. But he, shook it up with Twitter Blue and paying $8 a month to have a blue check. Do you remember all the gag verified accounts? Because people, it was like the Wild West at first. I was like, let's see how stupid this shit could get. Yeah. But that one guy pretended to be an insulin manufacturer and said insulin is free now, and it actually affected the stock price. The stock price of the insulin company went down because they were perceived to have said that their life-saving medicine would be available to the public free of charge, and that was a bad business move based on the stock market, which tells you the kind of system we live in. But also, that was embarrassing for Elon. Great, it's like, oh, you fucked up by making people think that insulin was free now.
Yeah, that has some big repercussions.
But one thing that came from that is that company now did cut their. They capped their prices. It's not free.
It's not free
because we don't live in that timeline. But it went from being like, I think upwards of like $600 or $700 for like a 4-month supply.
Yeah.
To something in the 20s.
I think it's like $30.
Yeah.
$35.
Like, fine.
Which is
that's a win.
That makes sense.
If it had to be shit posted out of that company, fine. Bro. Cool.
That is genuinely so fantastic. So happy for the girls out there with the pancreas problems. Because there's 3 big insulin manufacturers in America, and that was one of them. Like that at first must have been like a PR nightmare for them, right? Like, they have their stockholders that under capitalism they are supposed to keep happy above anybody, especially the people that they are giving this life-saving medication to. Fuck them. We got to keep our prices high. Yeah. We got to keep our income coming in. Yes. We gotta keep that shit up. So absolutely not. Take them. They literally just saying to everybody, make their pockets hurt. Like, stretching out insulin is actually super terrifying, and it happens to a lot of people, and it's really scary, and people have to skip their medicine that they really need to not die. And you know what? His flop is RW. So
truly, like, they were like, yo, like, we were just humiliated by this tweet. So like, if we are the first company of the other 2 to lower these prices, we'll look good. Like, it was almost like a PR move. No, like, that's fucked up. I don't know. Well, I'm going to cut most of this because
I completely understood that.
I was trying to talk about Elon, but
I feel like we got into some real shit.
We did. Yeah. No. And like, it's not just insulin. Like this could have, like, insulin is, it affects millions of Americans, and it's like a very ludicrous spotlight example of the failings of our healthcare system. Yeah. But there's others out there too that, like, had nothing to do with Elon Musk and Twitter. One example being an EpiPen. EpiPens? Yeah. Yeah. Like,
how expensive are they?
Fucking a lot now. I don't know if we've talked about this.
Yeah, you were allergic to
I was allergic to hella shit. So like, I would get EpiPens every year as a kid because their medication, they expire. So they were cheap enough, like we could get like a 4-pack or whatever, have like one at school, one in the kitchen at home, one that I kept on me. Yeah. But the price went up like $600.
$600?
Something in like a 10-year span, like into the 2010s and shit. And so
wait,
people can't afford to have an EpiPen around. See, this is why we can't do this shit high, because we just start saying numbers that might not be true.
No, I would like to know.
We both just got our phones out. Can that be true?
Hey, yo. The average price of a brand name EpiPen is $690 at pharmacies. That is absolutely ludicrous. That is disgusting. That is like shameful. That is not okay.
Because there's no correlation between like the change in price over time and the change in like production costs over time. Like, yeah, there's been inflation, but like it wouldn't be that much. You are inflating your pockets over people being able to have the EpiPens they need, and then they eat the wrong fucking fruit. And they dead.
And they die.
Yeah.
And you have like, somebody's like, yeah, but maybe the 4-year-old past the expiration date EpiPen will work for me. And it don't. And I'm like, come on, bro. Like, at what point are we going to figure this out that we're going to have to, like, I mean, I do know, we all know that we got to do something.
Yeah.
But it's like, damn, what we about to do?
And that's the other thing is maybe this stocks. We had a great line about, Twitter down, Tesla down, but his hairline going back and back and back.
We do go back.
But maybe this one is the stocks is really about just like which fucking problem is going to be the one to send it, like, because it changes every week. Like this week, it's the guns. It's like
the water.
They're not doing shit about our kids in these schools. All valid, all fucked up. But then another week it's the insulin, and another week it's now we got they just
opioid crisis. Ooh.
This is a great Twitter weekend actually, because Trump just got arrested or is going to get arrested.
Oh damn!
So shout out to that. There's going to be some good memes. I wonder what's going to happen. It was a great day on Twitter when he got COVID. Oh, that was a wonderful day on Twitter. Insane. It was a great day on Twitter when the Queen died.
Oh, that was I've never seen so many. I don't think I looked away from my phone that entire fucking day. That entire day. There was motherfuckers was smoking on Lizzie packs. I sent that photo to everybody. Like immediately got like the London pound cake with her face on it. That shit was amazing. Smoking on that Lizzie pack all day. All day. I rolled so many blunts. Just be like, damn, she passed. Lizzie's in a box, y'all. Crazy.
I haven't just like cleared my afternoon to like with the intention of Twitter.
Yep.
It's so long, but when
she passed, motherfuckers was dancing.
And see, that's the thing is like
dancing.
Even social medias are traded on the stock market, right? Like the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, they all have to make money. They have to do this, but like, and we've only ever existed in this like, you know, digital age under capitalism, where like when something like Twitter gets invented, it has to make money and answer to the stockholders. Like that's the only world that we know. But moments like that to me show that like in any other parallel world, social media would bang because like once you have everybody with a phone, like everybody has a phone and a computer,
you're literally connected,
and then when some crazy shit happens, that's what that shit is for.
Just start typing away.
And like it's like we think fondly of moments like that about Twitter in this universe, in this world, even though fucking Elon Musk runs Twitter. It sucks that he's gonna ruin Twitter, but like the collective mind will move somewhere else, and we'll dance on that grave together. You know,
it's the I feel like we really do just like crave to talk to one another and like just see as many people as we possibly can. Like we have that craving for knowledge and like connection, and I think that's so amazing because, bro, I was on Tumblr for most of my life. I was a Tumblr girl. Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, real shit. Like staying up all I said the cringiest shit. Like night blogging. We giggled about Australians. I was a Bandom girl. I used to post about Pierce the Veil and Sleeping with Sirens. Oh, Jesus Christ. And then you get older, and then they banned the porn. They got rid of the porn on Tumblr. And when I tell you, I've never seen more people abandon a website. I mean, just ditch it. It went straight to Twitter. And, you know, and I think that that's great. I think I think it's fantastic that we all were like, you know what, let's go meet over here. I'll see you on the other site because this one's a little bit looser. Yeah. And then, you know,
and if Twitter goes down, we'll go somewhere else.
Let's go back to Facebook. Fuck it.
Let's go to like the comment section on a random blog post on like some cooking website. Like that recipe is now the hangout. Like,
yes,
let's go down there.
Like
there's 4 billion comments and we in it every day.
I would love to do that.
Not Facebook, bro. Facebook down forever.
Facebook is down forever, but I'm being honest with you, I think that we do not think too much about how big Facebook is.
Well, they got the boomers.
They didn't only get the boomers, bro. They got the foreigners. We are young American people living in New York. We do not give a fuck about Facebook until we get a little bit older, because that's where everybody connects.
I mean, I did like delete my Facebook like last year, and it gives you like 30 days to think about it before it's for real.
Yeah.
And I did cave on like the 25th day because I was like, yo, when I need to make some indie film shit in like 2 years and I need to throw that GoFundMe around, I need this pool of people.
You're gonna need
and
that.
I have curated it over like 15 years of having Facebook. Like
everybody has
I'm not gonna piss
Facebook,
that away.
like, professionally. Like we don't use it. It's pretty ass. Like you go on there,
I would
you know
argue
that your mom's on there, you know that your grandma's on there, and the meat, it's just a weird kind of like too big world. It doesn't really make any sense, and there's a lot of bullshit. I mean, like the bullshit is not filtered out on Facebook at all, which makes it like you can find little niche places on there where just people exist and they just say whatever the fuck is on there. Sometimes it'd be worse than Twitter. Like they be saying shit on Facebook that I'm like, jaw on the fucking floor. I'm like, you niggas are crazy. Batman for real couldn't get this shit out of
Whenever I'm scrolling on Instagram or Twitter and I see like a very like pixely because it's been copied so many times.
Yes,
Facebook screenshot. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. Like before I even read it, like I know, like if whatever I'm about to read was screenshotted off of Facebook comment section and been copied enough times to look this bad, I'm about to read the most unhinged fucking fringe of society shit that I could possibly imagine.
It's hilarious. I think it's so fantastic because I'm like, it's so big that you can just say whatever. Like Twitter is pretty small. Who's on here? How many people use Twitter?
I don't know. It's probably going down by the day.
Hey Siri. Fucking bitch. She listens when you don't
Hey
need
Siri
it.
never works when you need it to
When
work.
you need it to. It's
I'll tell
when
you,
you're
the-
at night
the
and
most-
you're talking about blowing shit up. That's
Most
when you
clutch. Yeah. We took that in two very different directions. I was about to say, like, the most clutch Hey Siri moment I ever had was I was in the shower and, like, some song came on shuffle and I was like, oh, fuck. I don't want to shower to this song. And I, like, stuck my head out and I was like, hey, Siri, skip this shit. And it worked first try. And I
beautiful.
felt like I was like, this is what Steve Jobs died for.
And that's the truth. I'm going to be honest with you. I had that exact same experience today. My best friend sent me a text. No, it was like a notification that I got about like Trump is being impeached or like being arrested. And I was walking on my way to the train and it was like, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't care. And then it was like, doo.
Wait.
I'm being so serious.
Oh, man.
It was like
better and better.
I
That's
love that.
Scarier and scarier.
That is scary, but I was so happy that she understood. I do not care.
This is segueing in perfectly to the news story that I'm going to force in here.
Yeah, do it.
The TikTok ban debate and bill floating around the fucking bowels of Congress.
Yes.
What do you know about it? What have you heard?
So I very rarely go on Twitter, and I like got glimpses of what's happening. They're like, oh yeah, they banning TikTok because they're talking about how it's like dangerous or whatever. And I've been seeing like a trial with a man that looks like he's involved with it, and like they're asking him the dumbest questions. Like, what was it? It was
some xenophobic ass questions.
It was xenophobic, but then there was a fucking stupid ass question. It was like, if you are on a something, does TikTok know that? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? Like, he looks so fucking confused. Like, it's like every time we have a trial about some like online shit, you have these people that have no idea how the fucking internet works at all, talking about, if I go from one room to another, does my phone know exactly where I'm standing? And it's like, it has an idea of like that you're in your house, so it knows where I am. That's what you're saying. And I was like, what the fuck is this trial? Can we this seems like we're just wasting everybody's time. That'd be like fillers. That'd be
well, that's
like,
what it is. It's like, on one hand, they really don't understand how the fucking internet works, and they are asking some ignorant ass questions, but it's also all just like a smoke show to make you think that like this bill that they're trying to push through is about TikTok and like, you know, like it's national security, China's spying on you, or it's addicting to our kids, like whatever narrative they're trying to push. They want everyone to think so bad that this bill is about TikTok. Everyone's referring to it as the TikTok ban bill, like, and all the specter from this hearing in Congress is about the CEO of TikTok, and, you know, if they're asking him crazy questions or how dumb anyone looks. But like, that's the whole point, is we're all just talking about TikTok. It's, first of all, this bill has bipartisan support. You got Democrats and Republicans trying to push it through. Okay. What does that tell you? It can't be good for the people, because
y'all both want that shit.
They both want that shit. When have they ever been like, we gotta move on this? This is what people need.
I don't know.
Not in our lifetimes. And the fact that it is being pushed through means that there is an overlap of interest between both parties, which if you look at what are the overlaps in interest between both parties, it is government fucking control, you know, the stranglehold of capitalism over Americans. As long as the corporations that line their fucking campaign donation pockets can keep making money, they'll keep making laws that make it possible for them to make more money while we push down and down.
What is it that they want? What?
The actual text of the TikTok ban bill would give the government like access to everything, like your phone, like any shit in your house that connects to the internet. Like it would let the government legally just look into anybody's shit. That is what the law actually says. And they're using the hype and the sensationalism of the TikTok point to make people be like, oh yeah, China, security, sure. And then it's signed into law. And then they on all of our asses.
Wait, okay. And this is like, well, this is America.
Yeah.
It's America's laws.
Yeah.
So
like VPNs. They're going after VPNs.
Oh, and you know what? I want to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. Did you know I knew that those were going to be too good to be true for a minute? I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all are talking about, oh, you can hide it. You can pay us to hide it. And then people started hiding their shit. And the government was like, okay, now hold on.
Well,
now hold on.
In theory, they're good. It's just that like they can't stand up to like such an egregious overreach of power grab government.
Yeah.
And that's what we're about to let happen unless the listeners of the Morning Bleezy
all you 12
all 4 of you
and my dad.
No, I mean, it's bleak, but it's like the only way, like the other thing is like, on one hand, it's crazy that like Democrats and Republicans are trying to push it through that because that's sus as hell. But on the complete other side of the coin, you have Tucker Carlson saying that AOC is making some good points when she has questions about this bill. It's too extreme for both AOC and Tucker fucking Carlson. They're saying, yo, this is a little sus. And if it's freaking them out, bro, you should be scared.
Honestly. So what do we do, Jake?
I don't know, man. Like what they say you're supposed to do is you're supposed to call your representative and tell them that you really don't want this passed. And if they sign this bill, you're not going to vote for them next time. And sure, in theory, that's like the way to do it. But like, y'all know that ain't going to work.
We can't vote directly on that.
The excuse that they'll tell you, the American citizen, is that we voted on it by electing them to do the will of the people. But obviously, the elections are so influenced by corporate interest and you know, ridiculous sized PAC donations and Citizens United and all this shit. Like, no.
Y'all gotta blow up his phone. Blow him up. Blow her up. Blow both of them up. Well, in a phone way.
And like... You know what I mean? Like, blow it up, but like notifications.
Notification wise. Text him OD times. I mean, absolutely. 32 calls missed. I want you to be
And
lucid.
like, that's the thing is like half of it is probably like malicious government power grab interest, but half of it is just these dumb fucks who like are like, now how do I save this as a PDF? and they run the country.
What is the PDF on exactly?
And you know what? Like they're using the fear of like how authoritarian China is. They're like, China spies on its citizens. China made TikTok, but like they're trying to use that fear to push through a bill where they would essentially be doing everything they accuse China of being. The iPhone would know that you moved from that room to that room because if you got like a smart camera or something, fucking Biden is watching.
Damn.
Legally. And we elected them and they signed the bill. And so if you enjoy, you know, how they get the trains running kind of on time and they bring food to the corner, then you kind of got to put up with it.
We have to do
unless Next episode.
Next episode of the morning.
Speaking of my home state, sweet old Virginia. This fucker, Mark Warner, senator from Virginia, he introduced the bill. So I'm reading this off of his website. And look, they got these bolded font, this is about TikTok. This is this quote. Today, the threat that everyone is talking about is TikTok and how it could enable surveillance by the Chinese Communist Party or facilitate the spread of malign influence campaigns in the U.S.
That's just straight up propaganda.
Whether that's true or not, what the bill would do, it is disingenuous to sell the bill as that, first of all.
Yeah.
So fuck you for that. But then, let's, here's the list of the other senators co-sponsoring it. We got Kristen Gillibrand, Democrat from New York. So there's your girl.
Hit her up.
Hey Siri.
Hey Siri, call. What's her name?
Kristen Gillibrand.
So
you a hoe.
Calling Kristen Gillibrand. You are a hoe if you vote on that though, for real.
Because the way that the government just used 9/11 as an excuse to spy on all our shit.
Yeah.
That was right before the internet got really complicated and sophisticated and smart and good. Yes. And so that law just couldn't keep up with all the shit that we have now and that we can do with our phones privately and everything. So they need a new one. They need a new 9/11 type of fear to get some bullshit through fucking Congress.
It never stops being something. It's when we were in the middle of the pandemic, bro, motherfuckers were not taking cash at all. And so now you are basically forced to get some type of smart product or to get a card or a bank account or do something. You have to play with your money. You are forced to do it because nobody's taking cash and you can't leave your house. And so you have to order things online. Extremely dependent on all of these things. And now that it's over, a lot of places are still not taking cash and you still using Klarna and you still using Amazon. You're still door dashing more than ever. And it's just nothing has changed since that. And I kind of wish we would start going back out and stop using that because nowadays, bro, you're so used to ordering online and getting things in the mail that you don't even realize that you're ordering this food and this shit is worse than groceries. I have lived off parsley and capsicum or pasta for so long, and it's literally I just keep making different dishes, but stop ordering out because, bro, they're using that shit. Everybody's always using a cashless shit as an excuse to be oh, back in the day, it's just Rona stuff. I'm Rona stuff, girl? Nah, you want my bread. Yeah, and then having access to your purchases directly because we tap on our phones constantly. Now oh yeah, she just fucking tapped her phone at damn 233rd and now she tapped her phone, now she in Brooklyn. They have direct access to that. And my text messages, just have Joe Biden reading my text messages, I know he'd giggle.
I'd like to think my agent would support my stand-up career.
Yeah, I love my CIA agent for sure.
No, yeah, but there's a value in having cash transactions completely off the books. Sometimes it's because it's retro as hell. Sometimes it's because it's drugs. Yes. But whatever it's gonna be.
I always feel so good handing in that damn paper money. It don't feel real. I feel free when I hand somebody cash. There's a little thrill when you hand somebody a $10 bill.
It's it's only supported by the idea of it.
Yes.
You're we both live in the same society and we agree that this little rectangle is worth 10. And this rectangle is 20 because it says it on it. And we're in agreement that that's good enough for you to give me the fucking weed.
Yes. hand it. And it just feels I don't have to think about that number. It feels so it is tangible. It's so it makes more sense than keeping 6 different numbers of accounts in your head. This one account has 168, this account has 2,000, and you have to keep track of all those things, and you have it in your mind. It's constantly keeping that calculator in your brain, and then you're tapping your phone and you're like, okay, negative, like minus 30, tapping your phone, minus 275, and just having cash is being like, I got $20 on me. Let me get a quick pick, 2 Reese's cups, and call it a day, and you get your change back. And it feels nice. There's something about that. Honestly, take your money out the bank. Take your money out the bank. They're not going to like that.
Bro, fucking the bank bailout like 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Like, the government bailed out the bank that was intentionally run by like Silicon Valley tech bros. Like, you got to fight tooth and nail for like a basic necessity. But like, if rich people bank fucks up, the government can just give them like $1 trillion check like overnight. No hard feelings.
Yeah.
We'll find room for
Shit
it.
happens.
Any like public service or like help or relief that was like put in place during COVID has basically been slowly like wound back to non-existence now.
Yeah.
The checks.
Is that still are people still
rent relief, like any shit like that, like is slowly just fading the fuck away. Like,
I just stopped being like, oh yeah, I have to wear a mask like when I'm walking down the street or something like that, or if I'm on the train. And I'm just like, that soon people are still getting their lives together. And no, rent is, the girls are still talking about, now it's rent $4,200 a month, and we split in the bed. It's the same room as the studio. And it's like, damn, y'all really are vultures. It's worse. It's even worse. How does it get even worse? And they were talking about, no, we're gonna help you guys. Like, they were talking big about, we're all gonna get stimulus checks. Remember that?
Yeah.
He was like, no, we're all getting money, canceling student debt. Did they do that yet?
No. They still fighting it. And, you know, one of the main, I don't know if they're a congressman, if they're a state politician, representative, whatever, but like some person in the government who is leading the wave against forgiving the student debt, like one of the big anti guys trying to challenge it in court. He himself got relief on like some COVID loans when, like, you know, they weren't giving them to businesses that needed it on the fucking streets in 2020.
No.
It's socialism for the rich and rugged, brutal fucking capitalism for the poor. And
it's whack out here.
That's the thing, is like, what's gonna do it, right? We like, is it the fact that no one can like afford their fucking bedrooms anymore? Is it the school shootings? Is it like, we didn't even touch the water in Philly yet.
We didn't even get to the water in Philly. Another news story. The water in Philly was said to be contaminated with latex. And so a bunch of people went out and were like buying tons of gallons of water. My roommate like lives in Philadelphia, and she was like, yeah, I bought like 48 gallons. I'm going to be super hydrated. But they said like the water's going to be safe. I was like, girl, I'll be honest with you. Don't drink that shit. And I know, don't trust the Brita filter. I know y'all love to think that the Brita filter is nice when you have like $1.99 in your account and you're like, maybe the British will catch the latex. Nah, bro. I know you have a Chime account. Use your Spot Me and get a little pack of water.
But
because don't trust that.
But did you see that there was a recall on, and I'm looking up,
not a recall on the bottled water.
Yeah, and it was a direct result of the fucking train derailment. For our dedicated listeners who remember episode 1.
I love that.
Because there's been multiple train derailments since we dropped that episode. Apparently trains be derailing all the time, and they only really make the headlines around like a very high profile one, and then they'll like fade back away. But like we're still like in the aftermath of that one in East Palestine, Ohio. So they're like, yo, like, let's tell you about all the train derailments. So they stay derailing, but specifically the one that we talked about last episode, the jugs like of a gallon of water for this one brand.
Yes.
They are contaminated because of that train spill. So people who were buying the water in Philly this week because of the latex spill into the Philly water were told not to drink that brand's water because that water is contaminated from the other fucking shit. That is the world that we live in.
Do we know what brand that is?
Acadia.
Okay. Ah, yes. Damn. Well, you know, what's good? Poland Spring. Get your damn Poland Spring. Get your is it Nestle? Your Nestle water. Anything but Aquafina. Don't drink no dirty Aquafina.
Aquafina is trash.
Aquafina is whack as hell.
Nestle, they kind of be using like child slaves. So like,
oh yeah,
know.
we gotta cut that. Don't get Nestle. Do not get Nestle water.
Poland Springs.
Poland Spring.
Yeah.
Poland Spring.
Deer Park?
No.
Question mark?
No. Deer Park down 4 points.
Deer Park fell off?
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I've seen a Deer Park.
Exactly.
Did they really fall off?
Yeah, for real, for real.
Like, did that happen? And I'm like, why did I think of Deer Park just now? Because I can't remember the last time I've seen it.
But that's wow. The OG. Yeah, they're done for sure.
Shit. Wonder what they did.
Probably something bad. But yeah. So, moral of the story, bro. Call up your senator. Call up your congressman. Truly, like you do. Yeah, politics are gay, but you do have to participate in them sometimes. And so, call them up. And you know, I hate to say it, but vote.
Here's the thing: is like you should vote, but like at a certain point, the need to change is going to outpace the speed of voting affecting change.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, we're well past that. But at a certain point, it's going to flash in the pan.
Call your senator, call your congressman, vote, and then also start training the rats and the pigeons.
Yep.
That's the game plan. Start training your rats and your pigeons now.
Yeah.
Do you ever I feel like the big one. I feel like the big ones are coming. But I feel like we all feel that.
Everyone feels it, but it's like, unless we all go out in the street on the same day, it's just going to keep getting kicked off and kicked down the line.
I think it's going to take the big one. There's some egregious shit, and I feel like people thought it was going to be 2020, but it was just like, whoa.
Exactly. But
that sucks.
That's all still there.
They keep that. That's also how they keep you like strung along and being like, yeah, like where you're waiting for the big one, it just keeps progressively getting worse. We are in the middle of the big one. It's a huge wave.
That's why I wanted to circle it back to say, if they really try to push through this internet shit, it might as well be fucking time.
Let this be the big one. If they start looking at shit, let's just start. Time to start writing letters. We're having pigeons. Get your pigeons. Start using pigeons again. New York has a lot of them. Start training pigeons. There's a lot of people that still have like carrier pigeons and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So figure it out. If
you had a red light right now. You're about 5 minutes from work, and you see these pigeons down on the sidewalk there. They just pick out the prettiest one.
Pick out the cutest one. You have to if it has like a little note on it, leave it alone.
That's on the way.
Yeah,
and it's a federal crime to read someone else's mail.
Yeah, someone else's pigeon.
Not that the government would think twice about fucking doing it if you could,
Cops is like diving for pigeons on the side of the street because it has a note on it. It could be a terrorist.
Bro, that would only tell people who think that birds aren't real. They'd be like, yo, the government's collecting their birds. Look at that shit. It's gonna get messy. Maybe don't use pigeons for anything important.
What should we use?
I don't know.
Owls, falcons, hawks.
It's like
rodents, rats.
Like you were talking about, like anytime you see like hearing in Congress where it's about the internet and like it's clear that everyone asking questions doesn't understand that shit.
Yeah.
You watch like Zuckerberg go in there and like it's clear that he's just trying to do the bare minimum to manipulate them into like letting him do whatever the fuck shit he wants.
Yeah.
And with like millions of people's lives. But with the TikTok guy, I think, if you look at that, those clips and what you see is some patriots grilling the Asian man on the spying app, then
Yeah.
like, you know, we're not talking to you. But if you're the other people listening and we're talking to you, then like, you know, you probably see this man actually kind of like handling the questions with some grace and like with some like
I was
suave answers. Go ahead.
Yes, and while I was watching him, I was like, okay, it doesn't seem like you're blowing up on people. It'll seem like genuine confusion, like as to what can you please explain to me what it is that you're trying to ask me? Like, it's just like the most bizarre and absurd questions. And I'm wondering, like, they obviously know that this is just like some like filler trial to be like, yeah. And they're just pointing the finger at him and just being like, yeah, we're doing this because of y'all. And I wonder how that will like how do you think that'll affect their like business afterwards? Like, if this does go through, which is scary, because if everybody's talking about, yeah, we should do it. No, don't worry about it. We're being so serious. Like, we should definitely do it.
Well, that's why I think like it's interesting that he is more like the TikTok CEO.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, he's the CEO. He's probably really rich. Like, you know, it's in his interest to protect TikTok. So I understand all that. But I just think that he was killing that shit.
Yeah.
Where Zuckerberg goes in there and you're like, is he a human? I don't know. You know what I mean?
The man looks like an actual.
But so like, listen,
Zhang Yiming.
A lot of Gen Z is on TikTok, right?
Yes.
So like, and that guy, you know, as the CEO of TikTok, he understands his product. He has been making TikToks, like talking to TikTok about this shit in Congress. And so I think a lot of the younger, like I've been saying all this shit, all this episode as someone who is not on TikTok. I do not have TikTok.
I mean,
do you not have TikTok either?
No.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's very healthy of us. Delete your TikTok if you can.
But the youth are listening.
Yes.
And if they see him as like the guy with his back against the wall in Congress, and then if we can like link that sentiment in their heads with like, no, but this is what the government is trying to do.
Yeah.
You could get the whole Gen Z to be ready when this shit goes through. Truly
ferocious generation. They will blow up your congressman's phone.
Look at how the Gen Z kids on TikTok fucking, like when Trump was running against Biden and he was having some campaign event, they like booked all of the tickets at the event so that they thought it was a sellout, but like it was all TikTok
completely
kids
empty.
who didn't come.
Yes.
And like it had to be like a headline that the TikTok kids humiliated Trump. That's why Trump wanted to ban TikTok. That's how this shit got started.
I do remember that, yes.
Because the kids embarrassed Trump. Like at the end of the day, maybe it's about, you know, spying on everybody. It's a very convenient reason that the government can overreach and spy on all our shit. But also, I think it's a very convenient way to get rid of TikTok because it's probably the best way the youth have at organizing.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. It truly is like the forum, like the center of the city.
Yeah.
Yes, fantastic.
Like we on Twitter, but we're fucked up.
Yeah. I have to break a cycle, and that's why I'm still on that hellscape. But
talking about what's the big one, let's just fuck it. Let's go.
This is the big one.
Let's just like, because if it's not the big one and there's a big one later, but we want to be angry about the other big one later, and it's after the government can read all of our texts, it's going to be a hell of a lot harder.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be easier to stop this now?
Yeah. This is a. Can we say this is a call to arms? This is a call to arms on the second.
No, this is not a call to arms because this is our second episode, and we need to get at least like 2 or 3 sponsors before we can start. We didn't have this plan going into the episode, but it seems like
we get riled up.
We were exploring like if there's like I don't know, I'm imagining like a snowflake and it's like the big one, but each of the little arms is like a different fucking reason. Like we've just been like taking a little tour through
all the reasons,
and we haven't even hit half of them really. Although damn, we were talking about like raising pharmaceutical prices. Like we were dancing all over the fucking place. Yep. Shout out to the sour animal cookies strain. Y'all don't know it, but we tried to record a couple other episodes after the first one, but we weren't smoking that sour animal cookies pack.
What did we smoke? That some scary shit, Blue Dream. I was tweaking off the Blue Dream.
Turns out Blue Dream, bad podcasting strain.
Bad, yep.
But when I saw that they had sour animal cookies back in rotation this week.
Yes.
I stocked up with enough that we can make a few more episodes.
Right, like a very revolutionary podcast. Like, this is a very like start training your rodents podcast.
Start training your rodents. Start, at least picking out your pigeon that you're gonna start.
Fun fact about pigeons. How they work is they return to wherever it is that they were born. So if you need to get a note there, then you fly that pigeon over there. Little pigeon tidbit for when we need to go off the grid.
Pigeons are crazy. Pigeons are like so like prolific around the country because of like human expansion.
Yeah.
Like we brought them around, and like now that's like, oh, like you're in a city and there's like a shit ton of pigeons. You're like, oh, that's some dirty city shit. It's like, no, like a city is some dirty human shit, and pigeons are just along for the ride apparently.
Isn't that why like we have so many? Is that we used to use them for sending things and then we just stopped?
I think like we were doing that like, in a time before. Yeah,
far before.
Technology and just, in general, like, like doves are pigeons. So I think like we were just breeding them. You ain't heard?
Doves are they just light-skinned pigeons?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know.
They're the same.
Damn.
Same little dude under there.
So if a pigeon hands me an olive branch, should I take that as a sign?
Now we're getting this is turning into a script writing. Nah, but it's not a call to arms, but it's a call to build with your homies, build with your comrades, build with your people, and smoke that building pack,
revolutionary pack.
Like we could sit here and predict and plan the big one, but like who the fuck do we know? Like it's just gonna be some shit.
Get to work
it's just gonna happen on like a Tuesday. Like it's just gonna be like, oh, you look what, and then it's go.
And then it's
and
time.
So like the all we can really do as regular ass people is just hope that like we have built enough for that,
and we're organized enough for that shit to work. So
that's the type of shit you gotta smoke too. And Nia, I now. Mid-podcast, I'm gonna give you back your own pen that Nick gave to me to give to you.
So much. He confiscated this from me when I was too high off the acid and I kept hitting it. He was like, "You gotta stop," and he took it back. Thank you.
There it is. You got a bleed to roll us out with.
Oh, this shit was on.
Oh, it's because I hit it today.
It tastes fantastic, doesn't it?
I haven't hit a card all year. This was
really.
This was well, except for like the 4 times I did, but those were like you're offered. Or like, what am I gonna do? Say no, as Drake once tweeted.
Say no to the blee. You're gonna hand me an electric blee, and I'm gonna say no.
But like on the whole like turn of the 2022 to 2023, I gave away my carts. And I haven't bought any more. Me and my little bro like shook on it. We're like, no more carts.
No more carts. And that's
except
fair.
Today when I hit Nia's cart.
Awful influence. But yeah.
Shit, thanks. I mean, I guess you're at work now.
Yeah, you're probably at work now.
Damn, and now imagine having to go into work like
after hearing all this shit.
That.
Let that carry you throughout the day.
More power to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May the power of the people take you through the next 8 to 12 hours.
All right. Thanks for listening. Stay high. Stay subscribed, please.
Yep.
Now we can say, because like I figured that shit out. We on Apple, we on Spotify, we on SoundCloud. We're not on anything else, because if that's what you're asking for, we don't want your business.
We simply don't got that. So bye.
See ya. We're so bad at that.